Good morning, my beautiful epic peeps. How are you today? Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. For those of you that don't know and who may be tuning in to Epic Interviews for the first time, my name is Samantha, and I am the grateful co-publisher and co-creator of Epic. Epic stands for Empowering People and Inspiring Community. And Epic Tri-County CT is this beautiful, multifaceted platform of positive media. We bring this positive media to you in so many different ways. One is our beautiful print publication. We distribute every 2 months. We're getting ready to send to production our January, February, which is going to be beautiful. We also have an online interactive version of each issue you can find at www.epictricountyct.com. And of course, through our Epic interviews, through our social media platforms, and always, as you know, we try to be as personal as possible in these days of seeming that we're distant. So you can always email me or private message me at Samantha@epictricountyct.com. I'm here for you. So enough about Samantha. Without my co-publisher, Lisa, none of this would be possible. So please give Lisa some love and some light. She's always working in the background, sending out the feeds and the comments. Let her know that you appreciate her, because again, without her, none of this would be possible. And without you, none of this would be possible. So I hope everybody had a really great weekend. It was absolutely gorgeous. My grandchildren and I had such a good time putting up Christmas lights on Sunday. It was one of my favorite days in the recent past that I can recall. It was gorgeous. There's a picture of it on my Facebook page, so definitely check it out. Also, this weekend, we had some events that were going on. We want to know from you, what is it that you did and what is it that you want to do? As a resource, Epic always provides recent current events and future events on our website. Go and check it out, because there's so many things for us to do, whether it be virtually or safely distanced in person. We really thrive when we come together as a community. And the lady that I have as a guest today, Ellen Palmer, I'm going to bring her forward in a moment. She is the epitome of and the essence of community and of compassion and being there for others. Ellen is a successful speaker, an influencer, a certified holistic health coach. She is the creator of the Ideal Life Method, which we'll be talking about. I'm so grateful and honored to have her on Epic once again. She's been a real foundational part of this entire journey. I met Ellen probably about 2 years ago now. It doesn't seem possible, year and a half. And the moment that I connected with her, I just felt that compassion and that genuine desire within her to help others. And I'm, again, so grateful to bring her forward. So as I do, bring Ellen Palmer from Ellen Palmer Wellness forward, give her some love and light, all right, my epic peeps, because we know how to do that. We know how to do that. Hi, good morning again.
Good morning. How are you, Samantha?
I feel so much better. I feel so grounded. Yeah, so thank you for your patience, and thank you for being here. Thank you for being here with us. I know a little bit about you, and for that I'm grateful. Can you tell our community a little bit about you, Ellen, about yourself?
Sure. A little bit about myself. I am a flawed human, just like everyone else, doing the best I can in the world to learn and grow through conversation and experiences and the messiness. And I just thoroughly enjoy connecting with people and understanding them. I'm a super curious person, and I always find it really interesting to learn more about people. So in the world, I show up doing that as a mother and a business owner. I've been coaching since 2000. Well, probably my whole life, but
Yeah.
I've been present in helping people really create their blueprint for success and thriving since 2009. But I also got to help start a nonprofit, which is local, called Healing Meals Community Project. And we've been working in that for 5 years, helping families that are in a health crisis, and also supporting youth through our youth development program. So I feel like who I am as a person is integrated. I get to talk the same vocabulary words wherever I go. It's always about tapping into life hacks for creating new habits around food and feeling best in our body, for connecting more deeply in our relationships, for having more energy, and to really to find our way to the path that makes the most sense for us, that's in the most alignment with who we are at our core. So I feel really fortunate to get to play in the world in all those different ways.
I love it. I'm grateful that you're playing in all those different ways. We featured your nonprofit in our Good Karma section, and we'll be doing that again. So anybody that's interested in finding out more, there's a live link to Ellen's nonprofit where she helps to feed the community in more ways than just through the food. Really, it is a beautiful organization. So check that out in our Good Karma section. And Ellen, we had talked a little bit earlier about things that you have coming up in 2021. Can you share? I know this Thursday we have Harvesting the Gems. And while you're speaking, I am going to do my best to share the screen.
Oh, great.
Harvesting the Gems. Tell us a little bit about that.
Sure. I've heard from so many folks this year that they just can't wait for this year to be over. And I just keep saying, no, wait, we have so much to learn from this year. I don't want it to be over quite yet, because as anyone that knows me knows, I'm a firm believer that life is to learn about love and connection, and to just feel better and share that in the world. And so all of these lessons that have come forward this year have, if we're willing to pay attention, have given us epic opportunities to grow and thrive and be maybe a happier, lighter version of ourselves. And so I don't want the year to end. I really want to pause into anything that we're called to learn and apply going forward. So that's happening this Thursday. It's going to be a 45-minute webinar on Zoom. It's not super crafted. I'm not using PowerPoint. I might have a couple of images. I'm not sure yet, but it's really just to hold a place for us to pause into this time and reflect on how we could potentially shift our perspective so that we can be open to learning the gifts that were served to us on a silver platter in 2020. So I love it. I did it last year too. It's also a part of a workshop that I host every year. It's an annual event, which is usually live in January, called Ideal Year. We do a little bit of Harvesting the Gems in the beginning of that workshop, but I just really wanted to bring this back, especially this year, before the year is out, so that we can finish feeling a little bit more whole, a little bit more uplifted, I guess, a little bit more connected with ourselves, so that we can connect with others through this holiday season.
That's beautiful. And thank you for sharing that. When you said that you didn't really want, I think you had mentioned that you didn't want 2020 to end. And although you hear so much talk out there about how 2020 was terrible and, this, that, and the other, there really, really are so many hidden gems, as you said, within each part of it, so thank you for helping us and reminding us about that. We were talking earlier about the ability to connect now virtually and being more comfortable with doing that, but also appreciating the coming together socially, in the physical, and doing that in a safe manner. So yeah, that really struck me. Thank you. And I know that although it was not the easiest road for many, it was a beautiful road, and it was a road that we were all meant to walk. And I believe that being together is how we walk best. Right.
I would agree with you. I feel like this was a super challenging year for me too. And it just called forward. And I feel like this is one of the lessons, is that it just brought such clarity about what we value. And it gives us an opportunity to live that a little bit more each day. And for me, connection is is everything. It's really feeling that heart space open and authentically aligned with other people. And again, just being curious about people's lives and how they're faring through this, and letting it be messy, part of togetherness or part of connection, no matter what it looks like, parenthood, business partners, community. It's allowing ourselves to be human and real and raw, which is what this year was about. And so it has the opportunity to break down a lot of barriers so that when we are in community, when we are connected with others, we can be more of ourselves and be that flawed version of ourselves, and, dress down and let the cat walk across your screen or the dog bark in the background. And I just hope it was a really good reminder that we're real, and we get to commune differently when there's more real people as a part of the conversation.
Thank you. For those of you that are watching, before we went live, I was feeling myself very ungrounded. And I do believe it was part of, there was some nervousness going on within me. Like, oh my goodness, I'm here with Ellen, and she's an influencer and a national speaker. And oh my goodness, I have my grandchildren running around. But you helped me so much, Ellen, just by allowing me to, number one, uncover what was happening within myself. Number two, allowing me the space to ground and to recollect, and then to come forward in the manner that is my true self. So
I'm glad.
Yeah, just those few minutes. And I believe it's a great testament to what you bring through your business, Ellen Palmer Wellness, and these programs. I know Lisa, the co-publisher and co-creator, participated in the workshop with you, and it was a great experience for her. If anybody wants to reach out to Lisa, I know she'll share on the gifts that Ellen helped her uncover. We'll share the links to the Harvesting the Gems within the Facebook page after the recording here. Because again, technology, we're all learning, right? We're all learning. So you had mentioned also, besides this Thursday, Harvesting the Gems, which is a free webinar, everybody, we're going to post a link. Lisa may be doing it for me now. I'm not quite sure. What else do you have coming up? You had mentioned the Ideal Life starting in January. Can you tell us a little bit about that method in that program?
Yeah, two things. So there's two things that are starting in January, and typically do every year. So Lisa just came through the Ideal Life Method program, and if she felt like we were a gift, we certainly felt like she was a gift. What's so nice in these small groups, they're small and they're intimate, and it's always shocking to me how these groups come together. There's always a common theme, and in this group, we learn. I have material that I lay out. There's quick assignments that happen just to draw us into our truth and to clear away some of the debris and limiting thoughts and beliefs that we have. But when we come into conversation every week, over the course of 6 weeks, we really can drill down. We can go deeper with where each person is at with regard to that material. We talk about the ideal. What does that look like for folks? It's different for everybody. We talk about fueling our one body that we have for our whole life, and what difference does that make if we're fueling our body with the right types of high energy food and good clean water? What difference does that make in terms of our mental wellness and our energy? We talk about mindset. How do we fuel our mind and our emotions to really be living the life that we want? And again, release so many of those things that don't, old thought habit, old emotional debris that we drag along. And then we also talk about relationships. What's really cool about Module 4 is that we all talk about the relationships we're in with other people, but there's no more important relationship than the one that you're in with yourself. That is sacred. That is deep, deep, deep love, or an opportunity for deep, deep unconditional love. And in Module 4, we really learn how to do that, and then how to exchange that with other folks in our lives. And the 5th module is really exciting because that's where we bring it all together. It's called Structure for Freedom. And I was structure resistant my whole life until about, I should say my whole life, but for the majority of my life until about 5 or 6 years ago. And now I just see it's just a beautiful container to be able to live the experiences we want to have. If we're not paying attention to our time, we give it away to things that we don't value.
Yeah.
And so we never feel like we're living the fulfilled life. We never feel like we have enough time. But really, I don't believe in not having enough time now. I believe in really understanding, are you spending the time on the things that actually matter? So it's a great experience. And it's, as I mentioned, the material is the same. It's the hearty conversation, and it's helping people break through their blocks so they can hear each other. I call it quantum coaching. When we have our 4 or 5 people in a group, I can work with Lisa, say, and Pam might be listening. She's a little bit more willing to be vulnerable because she's not in that hot seat. And so she'll listen differently, and she'll integrate some of the solutions that I'm talking about with someone else. So it's a great format. I love it. I was always group averse as well. And now it is such a great way to help people move forward and develop connections as well. So that's called Ideal Life Method. That starts at the end of January. But before that, on January 23rd, I have my Ideal Year event, and it's typically in person. And I love in-person events. I can't wait to get back to them. But there are folks that travel out of state for this event, and I know that it's just impossible for people to do the share given where the hotels are at and the safety around that. I just want to be responsible, and I still want them to participate. So I'm turning it into a live stream event. It'll be from 9 to 3 on January 23rd. I know it's exciting. It's funny because the agenda keeps evolving as I keep growing throughout this year. It keeps evolving, and there's some really cool things we're going to be doing around fear and letting it catapult us forward. So that's an exciting one. It's called Ideal Year. It's on January 23rd, and it's an all-day virtual or live stream event. And even though we have the capacity to serve hundreds on it, we are going to limit it to a smaller group than that, so that we can still have intimate conversations and really help people move forward in a deeply meaningful way.
How can we find out about that? I'm typing here now. Can we just go to your website, and what's the process for signing up? And what you tell me here, we will share throughout the social media platforms for everybody.
Sure. Harvesting the Gems. You can register. I believe it's on Facebook. The Instagram post, I think, is going up today. It's on LinkedIn. So there's a link within that, and it also will be live on the website today to just register through that. And then Ideal Year will also be up on the website this week. And then Ideal Life Method is already there. So you can go to my website and go to group programs, I believe, or programs, and it will be a category that you can click on.
Okay.
That one will fill up pretty fast. So if people are interested to get started in January in that program, we may even have a wait list. I know there were a couple of people that were interested in getting into the next class, but definitely get your name on the list. And if there's a lot of folks, we can always split into a couple different groups, which is what we've done in the past.
Okay.
So yes, Ellen Palmer Wellness is a great resource. I'm also on social media on Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter and Facebook.
Yeah, and we'll be sharing all those, and I'm sure Lisa is in the background now. We're on a new platform here, and so we're just getting used to working the feeds, and I'm liking it. It's taking a little learning curve, but we'll definitely share it. I did take a look at the Ideal Life Method outline on your website, and it really is drawing me in. So I'm hoping that. I'm gonna pray and just say I'd love to be one of your students. I'd love to be one of your students. Absolutely.
Well, I would love to be one of your students. So I learned a lot in this program as well. We all learn together.
I know Ellen has written for us. She's really been an integral part of the entire E.P.I.C journey, really, from inception to right now. And I think that as we begin to draw our conversation to a close, I want to revisit what you said earlier to me about the the new now and how many people, and including myself, I go down a rabbit hole once in a while thinking, oh my goodness, are we ever going to go back to being together?
Yeah.
And you really helped to clarify that for me with what you said. Can you share that about, the fire pits and walking and finding new ways?
Mm-hmm. Definitely. And I'll come back to something I said earlier in this conversation too, is that everything happens to move us forward. And I like to use the word and instead of but. And, a good example of that is, I really want to exercise, but it's so cold out. And I just invite people to flip that and say, it's cold out and I'm going to exercise. And I think about that in terms of being socially smart and responsible with how we communicate and commune right now. We thrive when we're in a community, and that could be a community of one other person. It's just feeling heard, exchanging energy. It matters. And so we were talking about, when the world opens up, will we still be virtual because people have gotten so used to it? And I said, I don't think so, because there are enough of us who really exchange such great energy when we are in proximity, close proximity to other people. And so whenever that happens, we don't have to wait for it. Right now I was sharing that I'm doing, fire pit, very small gatherings, 1, 2, 3 of us, 4 of us max sometimes, where we're just socially distanced and we're outside. And it just gives us a chance to be real and share about what's really going on, or walks and hikes, trying to do that locally, and traveling around the state to do that has been really fun to do. Mm-hmm. I think folks that love events are always going to love events, concerts. I talked to so many people who just miss live music. So I think what we're going to see in the new year is that starting to happen more and more in a safe way, in a very small venue, in a responsible way. So I don't think it means we're going to be virtual forever because we've gotten used to it. I think it means those of us that are hungry for proximity to people will find our way to it as soon as we can, and keep it responsible.
I love it. I'm going to take what you just said and shared with us and really embody that and allow it to resonate deep within me, because I am one of community also. I love to be around people, and obviously E.P.I.C thrives on events and helping our holistic community of healers, service providers have successful events, and doing so in a safe and warm environment. An inviting environment is really what we're striving for, and I appreciate you, Ellen, for affirming that. Yes, it may look a little different, it may be a little different, but there is one thing that will never ever change, and that is our desire and determination to be together.
Mm-hmm.
To be together.
Absolutely. Let's hold a strong vision.
Yeah.
As we always have. And now it'll just look a little different.
I can see it and I can feel it, and I appreciate it. So as we begin to wrap up, I want to remind everybody, please go on to Ellen's website, which is www.ellenpalmerwellness.com. Is that right?
Yeah.
I'm getting it. I got screens going here.
You're doing a great job.
Yeah. We're going to share the Facebook and the Instagram. Find out about the Harvesting the Gems 2020. That's happening this Thursday. So you have a few days to get online. It's going to be a snowy couple days. What a great way to spend Thursday, an hour or however long it's going to be, with Ellen and talking about harvesting the gems out of your 2020. I couldn't think of a better way. And just look, there's so many beautiful gifts that this lady has to bring to us and to share with us. So seek her out. And when you seek her out, you'll really be seeking yourself out. She, what I just envisioned, and I have to share it, I'm very visual, is I envisioned a ladle, Ellen, and a well, another person, for example, me, and you being the ladle, bringing it to the well and drawing out what it is that is meant to be taken, and shared. So thank you, Ellen, for sharing your time and your light and your wisdom. I want to thank everybody who's watching now and those that'll watch later. Thank you for being part of this beautiful epic community. For this, we were kept, right? I want each and every one of you to remember to please be safe, and whatever you're doing today, be safe, be you, stay true to that authentic you, because that is who this world needs, is that authentic you. All right. Stay tuned. Tomorrow we have Bradford Tilden coming as a guest. Bradford is a regular, but always has a beautiful new twist on everything he brings to us. So tomorrow at 11, we'll have Bradford. And as I finish each and every epic interview, it is with much, much love and light and peace. Peace out, Epic Stouts.
Peace. Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you. Thank you.